Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to give a brief introduction about our research. Depression among secondary and university students is increasing due to family stress, academic demands and social pressure. Factors such as parental conflict, financial problems, high expectation, heavy workloads and examination can overwhelm students and increase depressive symptoms such as anxiety, low motivation and difficulty concentrating. This depression negatively affects academic performance by reducing attention, memory and classroom engagement, which can further worsen stress and mental health. We conducted this research to investigate the impact of family and academic stress on depression level and academic performance of students in UiTM Arau. Next, the problem statement for our research. Nowadays, depression has become a common mental health problem in Malaysia, especially among university students. There are a lot of factors that can cause a person to fall into depression, such as academic stress, family issues, and many more. Furthermore, lack of awareness about this problem has impacted the people who went through depression on their own. That being the case, the main purpose of this study is to determine the impact of family and academic stress on a student's depression level and academic performance. Now, these are the research objectives for our study. First, to investigate the relationship between gender and program. Second, to examine the relationship between semester and program. Third, to analyze the influence of semester and depression level. Lastly, to examine the correlation between CGPA and mental health on students' academic learning and performance.
Research hypothesis. First, gender and program. H0, gender and program are independent, while H1, gender and program are not independent. Second, what is the relationship between semester and student course? H0, there is no significant difference between semester and student course. H1, there is significant difference between semester and student course. Third, stress level of student in different semester. H0, there is no difference in mean of depression level semester group. H1, at least 2 mean of depression level semester groups are different. And lastly, correlation between CGPA and mental health on students' academic learning and performance. For H0, there is no significant correlation between CGPA and mental health on students' academic learning and performance. H1, there is a significant correlation between CGPA and mental health on students' academic learning and performance.
For our research methodology, it have population, sample and sample size. For population, our students had selected 2 programs in UiTM Arau Perlis, which are Diploma in Mathematical Science and Diploma in Computer Science. For sample, 64 selected students at 2 programs in UiTM Arau Perlis, which are Diploma in Mathematical Science and Diploma in Computer Science. For sample size is 64 determined by using sample size calculator. The sampling technique that we use is convenient sampling. The data collected by online questionnaire using Google Form link. Research objective. First, to investigate the relationship between gender and program, we use chi-square test of independence. Second, to examine the relationship between semester and program, and we use ANOVA. Third, to analyze the influence of semester and depression level. It's using ANOVA. Lastly, to examine the correlation between CGPA and mental health on students' academic learning and performance. It uses Pearson product moment correlation.
First, we will start with descriptive statistics. For the first table, presenting the descriptive statistic for academic and family-related factors among the students. As we can see, the average mean is from 2.45 until to 3.75, where we can conclude that the results indicate that students face moderate challenge. The next table is presenting descriptive statistic for the family issue that can lead to student mental health. The average mean is from 2.66 up to 3.997, which indicates that high challenge for students. For the last table of descriptive analysis, it shows that depression has a high negative effect on students' life with an average mean from 3.41 until 4.45. Next, we will discuss about differential analysis. First, based on the chi-square test, we examine the relationship between gender and program. The null hypothesis states that gender and program are independent. Since the p-value is 0.587, which is greater than 0.05, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. This means there is no significant relationship between gender and program among the respondents. Next, for the first ANOVA, we test whether students' concentration on studies differs by age group. Since the p-value is 0.764, which is more than 0.05, we fail to reject H-null. This means age group does not significantly affect students' concentration on their studies. For the second ANOVA test, we look at whether depression levels differ across the semester. Since the p-value is 0.042, which is less than 0.05, we reject H-null. This means depression levels are significantly different between semester group. Last but not least, this correlation analysis show that there is no significant relationship between CGPA and mental health because the p-value is 0.772, which is higher than 0.05. So, we accept the null hypothesis and conclude that mental health does not significantly correlate with CGPA in our sample.
In conclusion, this study found that family stress and academic stress influence students' depression levels and academic performance among UiTM RO students from the Diploma in Mathematical Science and Diploma in Computer Science. Data were collected using a structured questionnaire adapted from STA220 and analyzed using SPSS, including frequency, reliability, and descriptive analysis. The finding shows that gender and age do not significantly affect students' mental health or academic performance. However, depression levels differ across semester, indicating that students' emotional well-being is influenced by their stage of study. In addition, no significant relationship was found between CGPA and mental health. Overall, most students in this study were found to have good mental health and low levels of depression. Although academic and family stress were perceived as strong, students were generally to manage these stress factors effectively.